are live. Welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Chris with Monsters Under Our Bed. We cover true crime, mystery to the missing. Today, we're going to be covering the Audrii Cunningham case, which is still, she is still missing. She hasn't been found. They do have a person of interest who's been arrested. Grizzly, big shout out to Grizzly Hood News. She's been out there basically on the front lines giving us updates. So if you're not familiar with this story, we will go over it. And there are some things that are just kind of disturbing, I'm sure, if you know this story. So we'll get right into it. Again, apologies. We cannot allow all caps, so if you can, try to refrain from using those. Nightbot will shut those down. YouTube counts that as a negative, so I do apologize, Queen, and anybody. If you can, just try to use lowercase. All right. Let me get the video started here. Usually we would feature a missing person at the beginning of the video, but since she is currently missing, we're just going to focus on Audrii Cunningham. She went missing on February 15th. She was supposed to go to her school bus stop, and she did not make it on the bus. She was reported missing later that day. And then there were some developments shortly after that, which we'll go over here in just a minute. But she's 11 years old, blonde hair, 4'1", 75 pounds, blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, a camo backpack, black pants, and a black high-top tennis shoes. Now, it's interesting. It says camo backpack, but I swear I thought I heard Hello Kitty. Let me know in the chat. Wasn't it a Hello Kitty backpack? I could be mistaken for another case, but I swear that was what they said. So moving on to get familiar with the her family here. So here we have her mother, Cassie Matthews. Audrii did not live with her mother. Her mother did not have custody of her daughter and had not seen her for a long time. I'm not sure. Yeah, Red Hello Kitty. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you guys for the chat. Like I said, I don't know everything about this case. And if you do, and if I get something wrong, please correct me so we can get the right information out there. But yeah, I thought it was a Hello Kitty, so thank you. So anyway, this is Kathy Matthews. There's a short interview we'll play of her. But I don't know the custody situation other than that her father had custody, who is below right here, Joshua Cunningham. This is Audrii's father. They lived in Polk County, Texas, just close to Livingston Lake. She also lived with her grandmother, and then Joshua had a roommate, which is Steven Mcdougal, which we will be talking a lot about. I believe that's a picture of him. I couldn't find much on him. And then the roommate, Steven Mcdougal, which, if you're familiar with the story, is the person of interest in this case. Apparently, he was living in the same roof, under the same roof as Audrii. Don has a terrible rap sheet that spans back into 2006, 2007, and in 2008, he was charged with enticing a child. He has several other charges since then. This guy should not be around children, but was. Recently, before Audrii went missing, there was some contact between Steven and the mother, Cassie. We did look at those Facebook messages or text messages back and forth. I do have them. For right now, we're just going to go over just the basics, but this was a disturbing video that's was on YouTube or TikTok. This shows Cassie tattooing Steven.
Now who you send this one to? Fantastic. I'm not friends with her. Do you know Aaron's name? Last name?
Casket.
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 Yes, she's a
Now who you send this one to?
Fantastic. I'm not friends with her. Do you know Aaron's name? Last name?
Casket.
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 I think she was saying casket. Is that what it sounded like? Anyway, yeah, that's kind of disturbing to see. I can't even fathom what's going on right there. CJK, good to see you. It says online she had a bright red Hello Kitty backpack, but they report a camel one. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I saw this video, and I can't even fathom this. This is so wrong for an 11-year-old to be doing a tat. Yeah, I don't even know how to do tattoos. And yeah, it's just terrible. So we move on. And like I said, there's many text messages if you're familiar with this case. We're not going to go through all of them, but I will read a few of them because I think, in my opinion, we try not to speculate too much. We try to stick with the facts and the evidence that we know of. But it appears there could have been maybe some kind of plan that Steven had to maybe throw the mother under the bus. Now, that's just speculation. We don't know this, and I don't think the mother had anything to do with this. I think he just used her, and that's just my opinion, and I'll explain why if you're not familiar. Just checking chat here. And I'll blow these up as well if you haven't seen them. Black Witter, amazing member. Thank you so much for gifting 5 Mob Crew memberships. That is so awesome. If you did get gifted a Mob Crew membership, please thank Black Witter. Thank you so much. Okay. So it appears on Valentine's Day, so February 14th, we get some text messages that made it out to the internet between Steven, the roommate, and Cassie, the mother, who has not seen her daughter. I'm not sure how. If we know in the chat, please let me know. But it appears there's been a long time since she's seen her daughter, according to these text messages. And in these text messages, the mother's kind of entertaining, a meetup where Steven takes Audrii, and they meet up at a park. And so this is kind of what these text messages relay. And so I'm going to just read some of the last ones. And then if we have time, if you guys want, we can go through all of them. But I'll just read a few here. But I'm going to wait for the ones where they kind of talk about her here. So here... it says, I want to meet her too, and this is coming from Cassie. I want to meet her too, but if this comes back on me bad in any way, I could lose her forever. And then Steven says it would not, as long as no one says anything about it. It being set up, no one would even know. So it sounds like they're doing kind of a secret meeting where Steven takes Audrii and they meet with the mother. So Cassie says, there is a park down the road from my house. Would that be okay? And you and Justin would have to sit nearby and BS or pretend to do. You can listen if you need to, but for my protection as well, I couldn't be alone. I'm assuming Justin is maybe like her boyfriend. Let me know in chat. Yes, this is happening in Livingston, Texas. We'll show the map. We'll look at Google Earth, and we'll show kind of where they've been looking, and we'll definitely get into all that as well. And then so he replies, I mean, Justin can walk around the park, and we can talk to you. She replies, this whole thing scares me, and that's fine. So we move on there. And here's just kind of a close-up of those texts. Let me skip this forward here. So it appears that they were setting up something for... so they were speaking on Valentine's Day, and it seems like they were setting up a meeting for February 15th, which would be the same day that she would go missing. So in these kind of final text messages, Cassie says, "You don't know what I've been through, trying to have anything to do with her or the harassment from his friends because of the lies they have been told. We don't know about that. I'm not going to speculate on that." Steven replies, "Okay, I will take her to school tomorrow." So obviously this is Valentine's Day, day before. She replies, "After school, correct?" He replies, "Yes." "What time?" And then Cassie replies, "What time would I need to be at the park? And you can guarantee I will hear her say it that she wants me to be there." He replies, "Yes, I will take her to school and have you on the phone." Then she replies, "Will not force anything on her. Seems like there's been enough of that. Okay, when do you take her to school?" All right, just checking chat here. And I'll pause here in just a second. I'm just trying to get to the end of these. There's a lot more, but I'm just trying to get to the end where these last few messages. We have almost 600 in here. Thank you guys so much. If you're tuning in, we're just kind of recapping the situation with Audrii, her living situation, and kind of the disturbing situation with this roommate that was apparently living under the same roof as her, who has a very bad history and had been charged with enticing a child in 2008. And then we've got press conferences as well as some updates from Grizzly Hood News. She just went live, literally like she just went off live just as I went live. So we'll see what she has to say because she's out there. So if you're just tuning in, we're just going over the last portion of the text. So now it is kind of late Thursday or early Thursday, excuse me. They both say morning to each other. And so this is the day she disappears. This is February 15th. Mother says, "Hope I hear from her this morning, and please let her know that if she changed her mind, that is perfectly okay too, and I understand. Don't want her feeling pressured." Then they don't text until she sends something at 3:19. So now keep in mind, he supposedly dropped her off. Steven dropped her off at the bus stop. Where she was supposed to be waiting for the school bus. So now it's 3:19. She's already has been disappeared. And the last person to be with her apparently is Steven. She replies, so I know it's not going to be a thing today, but when she's ready, please let me know. You all have a good day, man." And he actually replies at 3:52, "Yes, ma'am." So it'll be interesting. Hopefully they can get his phone records. Unless he turned them off between saying good morning to her at 6:31, which is about the time that she is supposed to get on the bus at 7. So it'd be interesting to know, did he switch his phone off or did he keep it on and with him? And if it's so, hopefully they can get those records. I know it does sometimes take a bit. But it'd be interesting to know. Then he replies, "Yes, ma'am," 3:52. And then at 6:46, he has the nerve to say, "Have you seen Audrii? I dropped her off at the bus, and she didn't get on. Hasn't gotten home." And then all we can see is just part of her reply. She says, "No, Steven, where the F?" And I don't know if there's any more to that. So I'm just checking chat here, make sure everything's good. Yeah, I wonder why the father had custody and the mother had no visitation. Yeah, as far as that, I do not know. So I don't want to speculate on, why she doesn't have visitation rights or what the situation is. But apparently the father has custody, and all we know is she hasn't seen her daughter in a long time. And then it'd be interesting to know if this kind of conversation has been going on for like weeks, months, or if this just happened. Because the fact that he's mentioning that we'll go to a park. So was this kind of a plan possibly that he was setting up to maybe throw her under the bus to make it look like she took her daughter? Like I said, that's just speculation. Criminal Med says, I don't think they let the mom see her for almost 2 years. Okay, interesting. Tom, and good to see you. Those are Facebook Messenger messages. That means this guy had a Facebook page. Wonder why no one has gone through that yet.
Audrii Cunningham vanished.
I'm sure they have. And I'm assuming obviously it'd be with the Facebook Messenger on his phone. So it'd be interesting to know if he had his phone with him. Rebecca says, I read the mom, Cassie's explanation about the F-book messages a few minutes before you were live, and it was interesting. She posted them the day Audrii went missing. Interesting.
On the way to school Thursday morning, it triggered an Amber Alert and a major search involving local, state, and federal authorities.
Authorities spent the day looking in an area around Lake Livingston up in Polk County.
Matt Doherty is live tonight at the Polk County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you.
Matt, what do we know right now?
Well, enemy authorities will resume their search first thing tomorrow morning. It was halted earlier tonight once it got dark. However, this is still a very active investigation.
David, this is the stuff that you see on
that's true.
TV, and you wonder, you can only imagine what the family and the parents are going through, and there's not words for it.
Through tears, Cassie Matthews, the mother of 11-year-old Audrii, pleaded for help finding her missing daughter tonight.
She was allegedly dropped off at her bus stop, and later on we come to learn that she never even made it on the bus.
Just hours before, investigators were playing things close to the vest, letting on that they know more than they're willing to tell the public right now.
And I can understand the public's concern that we're not giving out a lot of information, but the end here is to find Audrii and bring her home.
They haven't said if they've found any sort of evidence in the area they spent searching Friday night near Lake Livingston. And despite the rumors in this small town, they won't say if there is a suspect connected to the girl's disappearance.
So I'm just playing a few news clips in order. So obviously we know a lot more information now, but I'm just trying to kind of play it in the chronological order.
Audrii's mother says her daughter was living with her father, who has custody, as well as her grandmother and another man. Family members tell us that other man would drive Audrii to the bus stop each morning before school. No one at the family's home would speak with us tonight. Meanwhile, Cassie Matthews says she's devastated.
You feel it's a roller coaster. You're broken. You're mad. You're lost. You're empty. And right now, I'm empty. And I'm not gonna be the same unless my baby is returned to me, and neither is her family, anyone in her family, any of us.
That's tough. That is tough. So if anybody's lives near this area, we're going to release some information that could be crucial in helping finding her. So she was last seen in this area, and we'll at the end we'll look at Google Earth. I've got everything kind of labeled out approximately where they've been looking and stuff, and where stuff has been found. So right now, she was last seen around this area, 100 Lakeside Drive, which is close to her home, which is where the school bus stop was. Obviously, we know Steven was the last one to be with her. And we'll talk about the backpack here in a second. But then they would arrest Steven on unrelated charges, but he was a person of interest, because we heard early on that they said persons of interest, plural, but right now they say they have a person of interest, and this is Don Steven Mcdougal, who we've been talking about. He is the main person of interest, and that's a quote by the sheriff. He added that Mcdougal was arrested Friday night So that was the day after she went missing, so the 16th, on unrelated aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge. Very serious charge. Also, they want anybody that's local out there to review their cameras, and if they had seen this, was it 2003 Chevy Suburban? This is the vehicle right here, and they want to know if anybody that lives out there had seen this vehicle, or him, I'm assuming as well, on either, I think, the 14th, 15th, and the 16th. I said 14th, 15th, but I think the 16th as well. So the 3-day window there is wondering if any locals had seen this vehicle here. So let me get to chat here, and I'll keep it going here. Mr. X Banana.
What's in that?
Thank you so much. Praying they find her. Thank you so much for the $2. And yes, hope for a safe return. Although they did mention foul play, which is I can't even imagine. Jen gifted 1 mob crew membership. Thank you so much, Jen. Kath McNally got that. Thank you so much, Jen. Sharon Edwards it was said on another live that the dad's family has money and hired lawyers who helped the dad get full custody. They had her phone number blocked so that she couldn't call. Interesting, because it does sound like the mother has not talked to her daughter in some time. Naomi, becoming a mob crew. Welcome to Little Monsters. Thank you so much, Naomi, for becoming a member and supporting the channel. Okay, we'll continue. Like I said, we're kind of going in chronological order here.
And although I mentioned yesterday.
So this is the press conference, I believe, on the 16th. And this is where they kind of revealed that they arrested Steven, and they found the backpack. I think this is like 8 minutes, but I shortened it down to about 6 minutes.
We have persons of interest. Today, I want to announce that we have one main purpose, one main person.
So just like I said earlier, they had mentioned plural persons, and now he's saying they have one person of interest
that we are looking at right now as a person of interest, and that is
we don't want to
Steven Mcdougal, 42.
Yeah, if we can, we definitely want to refrain from blaming dad, grandma, or anyone in the family. Obviously, this guy here, most likely has the answers. I mean, that's just speculation. He's the last one to see her, and yes, we don't know all the details. But yeah, the living situation is disturbing to hear for many people.
Of Livingston. He was arrested yesterday for an unrelated aggravated assault charge. In furtherance of this investigation, we're asking for the public to call the Polk County Sheriff's Office or use our iWatch Texas app to report seeing the 2003 Chevrolet Suburban that we put out on X this morning. That is McDougal's vehicle. So anyone that saw that vehicle on Thursday or Friday, we're asking that you call the Polk County Sheriff's Office, use the iWatch Texas app, and report what you saw to investigators. I also want to announce that we are very thankful for the Polk County Crime Stoppers for offering a $7,000 reward for tips leading to the arrest and prosecution of the person responsible.
So that is still out there for anybody that's local that may be watching. $7,000 reward right now. Maybe could go up. Often they do when they go on. But yeah, they're looking for, like I explained earlier, that blue Chevy Suburban 2003 between February 14th, 15th, and 16th, I believe.
For Audrey's disappearance.
I saw that.
And these tips can be anonymous. I also want to say that we are hopeful that we can bring Audrey home alive, and that's what we are absolutely working for right now. But based on the evidence that we've got, we understand that foul play is a factor as well. So with that, I open it up for questions.
Lieutenant, why was McDougal taken to the 59 bridge at the Trinity River?
That's part of the ongoing investigation right now. Our investigators remain absolutely committed to finding Audrii, and so I don't want to get into those investigative efforts, but they're absolutely ongoing.
You know if the backpack was found in the water or on land?
I'm not sure where it was found. Our investigators are looking through that now, but we do know it was right down there in the dam and it was wet.
You mentioned that you all found it near the dam. About the area.
Now, I don't know if this is true, Texas Ranger, so I'm just going to say this is speculation. I know you've been in my chat, so they're holding him for stabbing a guy in the back in August. So I'm just going to say that's speculation, but I know you've been in here, and I know usually what you say is pretty spot on. But, yeah, clearly he was arrested for some kind of prior aggravated assault.
By the marina, how closely related is that to the search site over by the Trinity River?
So where we did the press conference yesterday, the bag was found down there by the river there.
Any additional
Which is Trinity River, and we'll look at that. Obviously, we don't know the exact spot where this backpack was found. It was found wet. And I keep saying I meant to look up the what was the weather like. It did it rain, so the explanation of the wet backpack, it wasn't in the river and found kind of just off the shore of the river, or did it rain? If anybody can let me know, we'll definitely look that up. I meant to look that up before the live show.
found along the Trinity River 59 that you might be able to mention?
We're not giving out additional information on that right now. Again, we are looking at this as a criminal investigation as well. And so we have to protect the integrity of that. And again, I want to reiterate, our sincere hope is that we bring Audrii home. So anyone who has information, who has seen that vehicle, the 2003 Chevrolet Suburban, please call investigators and give us your information.
Is McDougal cooperating with you all?
I would say that there are times, but I don't want to get farther into that right now. Our investigators have done a great job in doing what they do best, which is uncovering the facts that leading them to draw conclusions, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Do you all have control of that vehicle right now, or is it still out in the wind?
No, we have control of it.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I want to mention, because I have seen some people mention that was confused. So they do have his blue Chevy 2003 Chevy Suburban, because I was watching some live shows about it, and some people were kind of confused on whether that was missing and they're looking for that vehicle. I just want to reiterate, for anyone that may be confused on that, they do have the vehicle. They just want to know if anybody had seen that vehicle between February 14th, 15th, and 16th. And I'll get to chat here in just a second. We almost have 900 people in here. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the show. Obviously, this is all for Audrii Cunningham and her family, and hopefully, a happy outcome to this. But it sucks to hear that he says that there is foul play. That doesn't sound good. But if you can, please hit that like button. It helps get that exposure out there, because we need people. Maybe somebody had seen that vehicle between those 3 days, and we will go back to it as well. So this is about the end of this press conference, and then we're going to go to map time here in a bit.
Is McDougal still in custody?
Yes. Yeah. He was arrested last night on the unrelated aggravated assault charge.
And on a more, personal level, the scale
See,
of something
yeah.
like this has to be a tough one for law enforcement, for the community. Talk a little bit about how you all are holding up and how you guys are using this loss to kind of push you forward in this work.
I think that brings up a great point.
Yeah.
Everybody is committed. They realize that Audrii was loved by so many folks, and that is the driving force for us to get answers, to bring her home.
I want to pause him real quick so I can get the chat for a minute. And like I said, we're going to look at some of the areas that they've been searching, if anybody doesn't know where they have been looking, because they have been looking in multiple areas. Obviously, they found her backpack towards Trinity River, and we'll look at the map. So if you're confused on where they're at, because this is a big lake. huge area. So this has got to be tough because you got a huge body of water and a river, and then you've got big wooded area outside of that. So, I mean, this is going to be tough. I mean, and they're asking for more help as well, which I was going to get to later, but I'll mention it now since we've got nearly 900 people in here. They are looking for volunteers. I did see that. Canvas and Crime, been a big supporter of the channel. Thank you for all your great coverage, Chris. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you're new to the channel as well, right now it's kind of winter, but once spring comes, we do go out and actually look for people. I worked on the Dylan Rounds case. I actually worked with EquiSearch, who is actively looking for Audrii Cunningham. It was one of the greatest experiences. Obviously, it was under terrible circumstances, which Dylan Rounds it still hasn't been found. But man, we have a good idea of where he's at. They just it's a barren area. But anyway, I just want to mention a huge shout out to Texas EquiSearch, and sometimes we have them in chat as well because we worked with them. Amazing people. But thank you so much, Canvas and Crime.
But it certainly resonates through the law enforcement community. Many of us have kids on how this can happen. And so we are working exceptionally hard. Investigators from many agencies that are out here and nonprofits that are out here to bring Audrii home.
Can you shed any light on the timeline between the time that the father was notified that she was not in school and the report was actually made that she was missing?
We can say that about 5:30 on Thursday is when she was reported missing. I don't want to get any further details than that. I want to protect this investigation so that our investigators can do what they do best.
Does it still hold true?
Yeah.
She never made it to school or got on the bus?
Right. Yeah. She did not make it to school. That was the reason why the father, the family became very concerned, and she did not get off the bus.
Sir, it's going to start getting...
And I believe the footage I'm actually playing is, I believe it's either yesterday. I'm pretty sure this was yesterday. It might have been earlier today.
Getting darker in a few more hours. Until what time are you guys going to be actively searching for Audrii?
We were actively searching throughout the night last night.
Thank you so much.
I would surmise that if the evidence is driving us that far, the investigators that we've got are dogged. They are absolutely committed to finding Audrii. And so if there's a reason to be out here at night, that's exactly what they're going to be doing.
Were there any other items other than the backpack found?
There were other items that were found, but we're not getting into what those items.
So just to reiterate what they found, and we'll look at the area of where it was found here in a minute. I did show it earlier, but I'll show it again. But they did find her backpack, which apparently was a red Hello Kitty backpack. Although they mentioned a camo backpack, I think that might have been misinfo. And then they just asked, did they find anything else? And they did say yes, but they won't say what they found. So it'd be interesting to know what else did they find. Did it belong to her? I'm assuming maybe contents from the backpack. But we'll look at where kind of in the vicinity of where that was found.
That's all part of the investigative.
Sorry, sent you his Facebook page link. Thank you so much, Tom, for the $2. And if we get time, I'll kind of look it up off the screen because I don't want to show any kind of sensitive information. But I do appreciate that, Tom. Tom's been a huge supporter, and he's out there in Texas, and he's been an amazing guy. Huge. Thank you so much, Tom.
That we've got ongoing right now. With that.
You mentioned your investigation is leading to a possible foul play. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I don't want to get any farther than that. That's certainly, we're looking at all factors. And so our primary focus and hope is that we bring Audrii safely home. But we also realize that foul play may be a factor. So we're just considering that in light of the Crime Stoppers reward. So that's where we're at right now. But I want to thank everybody for being here. We will continue to provide updates on X. If more information becomes available, we'll certainly hold another press conference to keep the public and y'all informed. Again, thank you for being here.
So once again, we look at the map here, and then at the end, we'll pull up Google Earth. And like I said, I have like all the areas that I believe they have been searching. And also we have Grizzly Hood News, not to be confused with Grizzly True Crime, which is amazing YouTube content creator as well. But Grizzly's been out there, and like I said, just before I went live, she just got off a live where she was out there on the front lines, and so we'll look at her video. I think it's like 8 minutes or something. But here is where she went missing, in this kind of area, roughly, and we'll look closer at it later on, where they found her backpack and apparently some other items which they have not explained. We almost have 1,000 people in here. That is so awesome. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this show. Once again, as more people roll in, we just want to mention this blue Chevy Suburban 2003 that he was driving. Anybody that's in this area near Lake Livingston in Polk County, kind of where I have my red circle, or even south as well, I'm assuming, is if they had seen this, any locals have seen this vehicle on February 14th, 15th, or 16th in that time window. And again,
Audrii Cunningham disappeared. Okay. 72 hours since 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham disappeared, and search efforts continue this morning. Agencies across the region are still looking in Livingston. That's where we find Katira Winfrey this morning. Katira, person of interest now in custody. What are they saying about that connection?
Well, yeah, authorities did arrest Don Mcdougal on an unrelated assault charge, and they say he is their primary person of interest. And while they do have his truck in custody, they still want people who might have seen it in the last 3 days or so to come forward, because it may be tied to Audrii's disappearance. Now, during a news conference, authorities said investigators did find a child's backpack near the Livingston Dam and preliminarily believe it is tied to 11-year-old Audrii. Other evidence was also found along the Trinity River, but officials wouldn't go into detail about that. Through our reporting, we've learned the person of interest had a criminal record with a 2007 conviction of enticing a minor with intent. Audrii went missing Thursday when her relatives realized she never made it to school or even on the school bus. We spoke to a community member about this terrifying situation. And Crime Stoppers is offering a $7,000 reward for help finding Audrii and whomever is responsible.
So I see people mentioning they found her shoe. Now, we don't know that, and I apologize for the people that are mentioning that. I just want to say speculation for right now, because we don't know that, and I don't want until they mention that, in a presser. But I have seen that mention, the shoe. But we're just going to say allegedly for now. But thank you, Bushit and the others. I've seen many people mention that they found a shoe, which
for her disappearance.
Doesn't sound
and new
good.
This morning, a prayer vigil is slated to start.
So they did do a prayer vigil earlier today, and there was a short little interview with a family member. I'm not sure who he is, but we'll look at that. It's really short. And then we're going to dive deeper into the map itself. And then we're going to look at Grizzly Hood, who just did a live. Celtic Les becoming a member. Thank you so much, Celtic, for the support. You are so awesome. Canvas and Crime, again, gifting 5 Mob Crew memberships. Thank you so much, Canvas and Crime. If you did get gifted, please thank Canvas. You guys are so amazing. Again, this is really all for Audrii Cunningham.
At noon at the VFW post in Polk County, and the community is asked to come out to show their support. For now.
So this is the guy.
CHRISBOOTHE. I'm here to speak for the family, the grandmother and the father and them and that. Right now, we respect that we want Audrii home. We respect that everybody gives them some kind of privacy and let them deal with this. This is a tragic incident. I realize that everybody's talking a bunch of stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm going to ask that if You don't know anything, don't say anything. All you're doing is hurting the family. It makes no sense. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know the circumstances. I do know Audrii is loved.
So I can understand the situation how people are kind of upset because learning that this guy was living under the same roof as Audrii and then had a really rocky past, and that's putting it politely. And then, of course, having a charge back in 2008 enticing a child. But so I could imagine all this stuff that they're probably getting. But I just asked the mob crew, please don't send any nasty messages to the family members or anything like that. We want to try to be respectful. But yeah, I do understand people's frustration with this situation. It's this should have never happened.
I know Audrii is cared for, and I know Audrii loved her grandmother, her father, her brother, and family. I'm asking everybody to stop the BS, and I'm sorry for the language, the BS on Facebook and all the garbage talk on Facebook. You don't know the circumstances, leave it alone. Audrii was well loved and everything like that. Audrii was well taken.
So this is from Grizzly Hood News about 5-6 hours ago. And I'll explain this. His interview is about to end here, and I'm going to play part of Grizzly Hood's news earlier today, and then we're going to look at her recent thing, and then we'll check Twitter as well.
Audrii is missed. We want her home.
So what's up with it, Hood News peeps? It's your girl Grizzly live here with the Hood News here at Browder's Marina.
That's very interesting. So I'm going to pause right there. We still have a lot more to go over. Of course, my Google Earth is over here. Where are you? There you are. Let me bring that over. And I'm going to get to chat here in a second. I see some more gifted mob crew memberships. Thank you guys. Again, we have over 1,000 people in here. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this show. I'm going to... Let me kind of move this over so you guys can see it better. We're just kind of look at where they're searching. Again, if you're just coming in and if you're local, they are, from what I understand, not 100%, I'm like 99% sure because I was watching part of her live, and towards the end, I thought I saw EquiSearch, asking for more volunteers. So if you are local, I think they're asking for more help because, I mean, look at this area. This is huge. I mean, I wish I could do the square miles, but this is a big lake. I don't know if I can do the... So that's 9, actually no, that's almost 300 square, let's go in a little bit. So about 200 square miles, this lake, and kind of the surrounding area. A little bit less, but just to kind of give you an idea. But anyways, we zoom in here. This was the area she was last seen. And then we go down south here, which is about 5-6 miles. And there's a dam, Lake Livingston Dam. And they've been kind of, this is just approximate, so don't take this as exact, the square. I just kind of put it as just kind of give you an idea of where they've been searching. I don't know the exact spots. I know they were around this bridge. I just kind of put a pin here. This could be around the area where they found the backpack and the other items, which, we don't know for sure. And then also what we were watching just a second ago in that video is they were actually at Browder's Marina, which is kind of southwest of where they were searching. And so I'll play that. There's a little bit of that. And then they actually packed up and moved, almost like they had an idea of going somewhere else, or maybe had a tip. Now that's just speculation. I don't know. Police and family spoke about her in past tense. Oh, I mean, we don't know. Probably a good time to pull up Twitter and just...
I think this might be the last update for today, you guys. I'm gonna If I do make any videos, I'll let you guys, you know, I'll definitely go back live if there are any new updates. But look, they're moving out, friends. I don't know what this means. No press conferences.
So she does actually find out here in just a second. So I kind of skipped the video. I played part of it. So like I said, they're at the Broaders Marina, I believe. And then she actually speaks to somebody and finds out that they're actually moving. They're not leaving. They're leaving this area, but they're actually still searching. They just moved to another area.
Or any updates. There's not going to be any media briefings or anything like that I'm aware of. But it looks like they're starting to wrap it up, you guys, here at the Browders Marina. We had the Harris County Sheriff's dive team out here. We had HPD, you know, San Jacinto County, Polk County Sheriff's Office out here. And look, I came out real quick when I saw the deputy removing the tape. That perimeter tape. So I'm not sure what this means, you guys. Will there be more searching tomorrow? Look, the command post is also rolling out. The command post is rolling out, you guys.
Just quick shout out, BGOG. Thank you for being a member for 2 months now. Thank you. I appreciate the support. And also, Sandra, she says, so sad. I know this is terrible. And now she's been missing since February 15th. It's, you know, day 3 now. And it's absolutely terrible. We still don't have answers. And it's such a big area to look.
So I guess whatever, you know, maybe, I don't know.
I apologize.
Like, it looks like they're wrapping up for the day. I mean, no findings. There's no updates, okay? Hey guys, if I don't answer the first time, don't call me twice. Oh my God, I'm about to have a cow.
About to have a cow.
Yeah, friends, I don't know.
She finds out here in a second.
Hold on, let me put this on up. Let me set up the gimbal real quick.
Let me skip it forward here a little bit to where she gets the answers.
But I am bringing the update. No news. Do not put words in people's mouths, please. Looks like nombre la gente.
Okay, it's right after this.
In a little bit, and then I'm gonna be back with more information. They're gonna regroup, but they are done. It looks like they're done with that little spot because it's not being taped up no more. They'll be back. I heard that from the sheriff deputy. They'll be back in a little bit. They're gonna regroup, gather everybody. It's been a long day for them, actually. For the people searching, you guys.
Yeah, they start at daybreak. You know, very very early. And I'm not sure how late they go. I think they go until dark. I mean, so they start break of dawn until it gets dark. But they have divers out there. That's what we're going to talk about next. So they've been diving into the lake, searching the river, some wooded areas. It looks like, or around just kind of this lake.
This is hours, and they've been here before I was, like 6, 7 in the morning.
So again, big shout out to Grizzly Hood News. She just went live. That was her earlier live. So now she has one that she did, I would say like 2 hours ago, maybe. And let's see where she was at, because I didn't get to watch that because I was setting up the live show. So let me go. So this is 8 minutes, and she actually got. See. Interesting. Did she go live again?
Hey, what's up with it, Hood News peeps? It's your girl Grizzy live here in Cold Springs, Texas. Browders Marina number 3.
Number 3.
This is the area where the command post was. It was like we weren't able to see anything for a few days. Just wanted to do a quick video. This is what it looks like. The crime scene tape, the perimeter tape, has been cleared. Let's see, they've already removed all the perimeter. They've already cleared this area. Whatever they have as evidence, they have it. And this is in regards to Audrii Cunningham. search is still underway for Audrii. No word. Nothing. I mean, the water search has wrapped up for right now. They're still on land, possibly with drones. And this is what it looks like. They had to process all this for days, y'all. Like, there's so much stuff.
No, it's kind of hard to see.
Man, I admire law enforcement. But they were out here for days, you guys.
That's so tough.
I'm going to put together a little TikTok, too. But, yeah, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to show you that I'm still here, too. Albert's here with me. We came down here with a few of the peeps.
So again, I'm just going to pause that for just a second. And just in case anybody that's coming in, I just want to get that important information out. Let me pull this up. So once again, and we'll go back to her video. She has 2 of them. It looks like she did another one while we were live. But again, anybody that's local out there, one, they apparently they're looking for volunteers, and even more, and just as important is if anybody seen or captured, if they have a ring cam, a blue Chevy Suburban 2003. This is the vehicle right here. The owner is Steven Mcdougal. And they're looking at the 3-day window of February 14th, 15th, that's when she went missing, and then the day after, which is February 16th. And he was arrested sometime later that day. And as a matter of fact, where are you? Give me a second. I will find that video. It's hiding from me. Maybe I'll just pull it up on Twitter. I know I put it in here and I can't see it. It's in the top. Yeah, so this is what looks to be when he was, I'm assuming is when he was arrested. I can't remember the context. Anybody let me know the context of this video. Okay, so they're at Subway. So I don't know if this is when they first approach him and they're talking to him. Oh yeah, so that is police. Okay, so I can see there's police. Is that the end of it? Okay, so that's the end of the video. So yeah, clearly I'm assuming this is when they first kind of are talking with him, and apparently they said he's cooperated and then he hasn't. So he is the person of interest, and we'll go back to the video. And once again, shout out to Grizzly Hood News. Let me go back to her other one that I just watched. Let me just see.
Hey, what's up with it, Hood News peeps? It's your girl Grizzly live here at the Livingston Dam. This is the Trinity River.
Oh, okay. Just sent you a full
What
chapter.
we've seen and observed is that it appears that the water search is wrapping up for right now. We're starting to see everybody load the boats back on to the trucks, getting trailered and stuff, But yeah, water. It appears that the water search is already ending for right now, and I do know that the search is back on tomorrow. Now there's still land search and ATV people searching by land and air. So they're still searching, just not in the water anymore. The water current is strong. The water temp is real cold. It's not very favorable. Hey, what's up, friends?
Yeah, it's February.
No, she has not been found. Audrii Cunningham has not been found. Continue to be on the lookout, you guys.
So this was posted an hour ago. So, and obviously she's kind of on the front lines. So, appears no updates, but you know that could change with these cases. There's times where I'll finish a live show, and then like 5 minutes later, there's a huge development. But I'm gonna check this out. Tom, did you send that? Can you let me know? Did you email me that? I'll look up my email here in a second, and yeah, we can look at those chats if you guys want to. Thank you so much, Tom, again for everything. I'm gonna keep playing this video for a minute. I'm gonna turn it down,
and just
and then we'll get back to it. Road Rash, new to this channel. I'm glad there are people out there respectfully covering these sad cases. Thank you so much, Road Rash. That means a lot. Like I said, for the people that are new to this channel that are coming in, I have been out there. I worked on the Dylan Rounds case. I had the honor to work with EquiSearch, looking for Dylan Rounds. They taught me how to use the drone. I mean, I know how to fly a drone, but I got taught by a guy that's so amazing who's part of EquiSearch, and it was such an amazing experience that I'll never forget. Sadly, the situation that it was under is terrible, looking for somebody, but I've done that with Dylan Rounds. We've searched for Aiden Clune, who went missing just before Dylan Rounds, not too far from him, in the neighboring state of Nevada. And so I've been with families and the mothers, who are missing their child, and it's so heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking, and of course, they get a lot of flack. I'll just say that, and it's crazy. Elf, thanks Chris for all you do. Thank you so much, Elf, for being a member and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. That's driftwood from where they release water over the dam. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna try to get caught up on chat here, and then I'm gonna pull up my email while I just play this video, so I can, because I just don't want to show any sensitive information on accident. Tom, I don't see it. Did you email me or text me that? Can you let me know, buddy? And chat, mods, can you highlight it? I don't see it in my email. Polk County inmate. Okay, CC sent me something. Also, I wanted to shout out Jennifer for sending a Venmo, $20. Thank you so much. I'm gonna, next time Grizzly goes live, if she's got like a PayPal or something, I'm gonna send something to her as well for being out there. That's really amazing. I don't know if she accepts that. If she does, let me know in chat. CC sent me some stuff. I'm just trying to look. Like I said, I just want to be careful. Okay, let me just look at this, and then I might pull this up. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to pull this up. This is interesting. Okay, I might have to screenshot this. Yeah, I'm going to have to download this. Okay, this is really interesting. Okay, so this is from the mother. Now it says a day ago. I don't know when she posted this. Obviously, this would be recently, and after her daughter went missing. I have not read this and seen this, so this is new to me. Thank you, CC, for sending this. I'm going to read it. Information I could about my child. Last night, he messaged me trying to convince me to come alone without my fiance. Okay, so that guy that was with her in that interview earlier, I'm assuming was her fiance, which is Justin, I believe. And like I said, before I read this, and I'm sure others have probably come to this speculation as well, that he was trying to set her up and she was going to take the fall. And it sounds like this is what she's about to say. Last night, he messaged me trying to convince me to come alone without my fiance to a park around the corner from my home to meet up with him and see my daughter. He insisted Audrii didn't like my fiance. She doesn't even know him. Red flags are flying high to me at this point, but I play along with the idea in hopes to get my daughter in sight and hands after school so that I could call her father myself to come get her from this man. I was only trying to keep her father from pressing false charges or giving me further backlash, or my daughter further backlash for being around me. He talks about all the chaos they put my daughter through at that home, and he isn't the only mouth I've heard these things from. Well, he tells me he's taken her to school this morning and then coming to me with her after school. So that was the plan. I realized that wasn't the case, and I message, I guess today isn't going to happen, which, yeah, she did. And she told him to have a good day. While my fiance tried to contact her father directly due to me being blocked from all the ways of communication with him to let him know something wasn't right about Steven and the whole situation. At 7 a.m., father's mother goes to my fiance's mother home, and I don't know what else is rest. Yeah, I hate to get, into all the drama of the stuff, but yeah, she brings up a good point about, especially if this was something that just recently happened, instead of this being like spread out for months where she's been trying to see her child, but then this happened just recently, and this is maybe his plan. It would be kind of interesting. Like I said, that's just speculation, and again, I don't think the mother has anything to do with it. I don't think the father. We got to just go with the facts that we know, but clearly this guy should have never been under the same roof. Elf for your tip, George Chris. Thank you so much. Oh, I meant to. And Tom, can you clarify that the backpack can confirm to be Audrii's? I don't know if they actually confirm it, but I think, because what they said is they found the backpack, and it's during this press conference right here.
What's in that?
And I know we just watched this, but I just want to point out during this press conference they mentioned the backpack, and in the same press conference he mentions foul play. So I think if you put the two and two together, I would assume it's connected. But then again, we don't know for sure. And I guess we'd have to kind of look at it the other way too. It could be just a random backpack, but that's where you got to kind of be careful. So I do agree. We don't know for sure. Yeah, so it was Justin. Okay. Sandra, sending $5. Thank you so much for the super sticker. You are so sweet. Bushi says yes. Alligators are native. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Oh no. Yes, alligators are native to Trinity River. Let me keep playing this for a minute, and I'm going to look something up real quick. Oh, let me play the audio.
It's not easy for none of this. It's heartbreaking for these people. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl. She says the 12-year-old girl was found for whoever was asking about it. See, that's how people are, man. They always try to throw little jabs and stuff. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about themselves.
Okay, I love Grizzly Hood News, but I have to be careful with that language. And I know she kind of gets mad because people are kind of speculating. I might need to turn her down. So I did look this up, and I mean, I hate to mention this, but people are bringing it up. And yes, Lake Livingston in Texas has alligators. Alligators are more common in the coastal marshes, but also can be found as far as north as Arkansas. The park's website has a list of rules and advice regarding alligators in the park. Here are some tips. So, I was going to pull up a picture here, but it doesn't. You can't see. Oh, okay. Alligators are alive and well in southeast Texas. Alligators. I don't know if that's Lake Livingston, but that's scary. Let me refresh this, and then we'll kind of recap everything. Let's see, what time do we start? 4:30. So we usually go about an hour and a half, so it's not too long. Let me refresh, see if there's anything new. I don't see anything. So I'm going to recap and then check my phone here, see if I got some messages.
Aren't giving up. Mic drop. Yeah, man. Shut up, man. These people. I love y'all too, friends. Who was that? Let me call it out real quick.
Yeah, I don't think they confirmed. I could be wrong, but I don't think they just said they found a backpack. And then even in a later press conference, they even asked about the backpack, and then they didn't want to mention it. So I don't know. But I think somebody asked that in that press conference. We can see here. Did they ask? It's at the end here.
Exceptionally hard. And she was reported missing. Yeah, she did not make it to school. That was the reason.
More hours until what time are you guys going to be actively searching for Audrii?
We were at that. If the evidence is driving us that far, the investigators that we've got are dogged. They are absolutely committed to finding Audrii. And so if there's a reason to be out here at night, that's exactly what they're going to be doing.
And here's something to mention as well is, so she went missing up here. You know, this is apparently where she was last seen. And so up here, so let me back this out for everybody. So this is over here and to the right. So we have Lake Livingston, which is huge. Much bigger than I thought. And so kind of on the southeast end is kind of where she was last seen. She's supposed to get on a school bus here. But so if they didn't have any evidence or information, you would think they would be searching, you know, the last area she was supposedly reported seen. But that next day, they went here. And then they went further this way. So clearly there's something that's taken them, you know, and this is speculation, but clearly there's something kind of taking them, possibly evidence or maybe information from Steven. But yeah, this is where the backpack was allegedly found somewhere along with some other information. Let's see what he says, though.
Were there any other items other than the backpack found?
There were other items that were found, but we're not getting into what those items were. That's all part of the investigative effort that we've got ongoing right now. With that, I don't want to get any farther than that. That's certainly, we're looking at all factors. And so our primary focus and hope is that we bring Audrii safely home. But we also realize that foul play may be a factor. So we're just...
And yeah, that's tough to hear.
Considering that in light of the Crime Stoppers reward. So that's where we're at right now. But I want to thank everybody for being here. We will continue and becomes available.
Oh, I thought they asked about the backpack. Oh, there it is. Okay, here's the backpack.
Were there any other items other than the backpack found?
There were other items that were found, but we're not getting into what those items were. That's all part of the investigative effort that we were actively searching throughout the night last night.
Let me go back to this.
That's part of the ongoing investigation right now. Our investigators remain absolutely committed to finding. I'm not sure where it was found.
Okay, here's asking the backpack.
I'm not sure where it was found. Our investigators are looking through that now, but we do know it was right down there in the dam and it was wet.
You mentioned that you all found it near the dam. About the area by the marina, how closely related is that to the search site over by the Trinity River?
So where we did the press conference yesterday, the bag was found down there by the river there.
Any additional evidence found along the Trinity River? 59?
Seems like they don't ask if it's hers.
We're not giving out additional information on that right now. Again, we are looking at this as a criminal investigation.
So it sounds like they never asked, is it hers? In my opinion, am I getting that? I mean, let me know what you think, but I don't think they, he mentions they found a backpack. It's wet, kind of explains where they found it roughly. And then they ask, is there any more? And then he says, yes, we can't talk about it. But that's it. They don't actually ask, is this her backpack? And so, yeah, I guess in my opinion, I don't think we know for sure. But I would speculate more likely than not. So I'll recap everything real quick. We still almost have 1,000 people in here. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. So we'll just recap everything. They have not found her if you just tune in. Just looking at the time. This would be about the time that they'll be probably wrapping up. They are, I'm pretty sure they are looking for additional people to help them. I just need to close this window here. And I'll refresh this one more time. Okay, so Texas DPS helicopter may be working in the Livingston area. I don't know. If we get a second, we could maybe pull up flight radar, but I don't know. So yeah, let's quickly just recap everything. Just the main parts here. And then while I'm pulling this up, I'm just gonna see if there's any other messages. I know some people email me with some stuff, and I appreciate it. And if I missed something, I apologize. It's tough when you have 1,000 people in here to get everybody. So let me just really recap. So we have the mom, Cassie Matthews here. She did not live or have custody of Audrii. Hadn't seen her. Some people are saying for some years. Don't know why the exact situation. Father has custody. The father is Joshua Cunningham. They lived near Livingston Lake. Audrii lived with her grandmother, her father, and then the roommate, Steven Mcdougal, which is the sole main person of interest in this case. He was the last one to be with her. And it's unclear.
How will you send this one to?
I'm not friends with her. You know Aaron's name? Last name?
Casket.
Casket.
Yeah, I've seen the scanner app. Okay.
How will you send this one to?
I'm not friends with her. You know Aaron's name? Last name?
Casket.
Okay, Kimberly Blackwell sent me a bunch of links. Thank you, Kimberly. if we had, I usually try not to go more than an hour and a half, just so people are rewatch the show. It's not too long. But thank you guys again. I'm trying to see if anything else. Okay, I'm just checking my email. I saw some emails. I appreciate you guys. So again, these are text messages that came out. Cassie, the mother, released them. She was trying to see her daughter. I don't know if it was Steven. It appears that maybe Steven was trying to set this up, where he would drop her off at school, and then after school at some point they would meet up at a park. And so there's text messages on Valentine's Day, and then we see Facebook messages, and then here we have them on the day she went missing, and these are between Steven and the mother. And basically there was a plan to meet up at a park after school. And here he admits that, and this is at 6:46 p.m. This is nearly 12 hours almost 12 hours exactly since she was last seen. He says, I dropped her off at the bus and she didn't get on, hasn't gotten home. So it almost seems like there could have been a plan where he was going to throw the mother under the bus. And it sounds like she even mentions
Audrii Cunningham vanished. And
Matthews was a suspect connected to the girl's disappearance. Audrii's mother says her daughter was living with her father, who has custody, as well as her grandmother and another man. Family members tell us that other man would drive Audrii to the bus stop each morning before school. No one at the family's home would speak with us tonight. Meanwhile, Cassie Matthews says she's devastated.
You feel it's a roller coaster. You're broken. You're mad. You're lost. You're empty. And right now, I'm empty.
Thank you, Tom.
I'm not gonna be the same unless my baby is returned to me, and neither is her family, anyone in her family, any of us.
Allison Cosgrove, such a sad day in Texas, and the mom was rumored to be dangerous, but the dad let this known felon near his daughter. Yes, yeah, and that's where people are just beside themselves that this situation happened. Thank you so much, Allison. CM Southern, good. Thank you so much. If Dawn is the one providing the timeline for last seen, I'm worried she was taken before the morning of the 15th. Interesting. Before the morning of the 15th. I guess we'd have to know, did the father see her before? Yeah, that's a great point. The timeline is huge, knowing exactly when she was last seen. Yeah. Elf, again, for your tip jar, Chris. Thank you so much for the $5, Elf. Yeah, I'm trying to look for it, Tom. Check your spam. I emailed the full chat. Did you join the mob crew, Tom? Because I'm trying to look for it, buddy, and I couldn't see it. I'm sorry. I'll look one more time. Mr. Banana again. I sent an email. I think you're the one that I got earlier. Thank you so much, everybody, and Mr. Banana. Tom, man, I played golf on Whispering Pine. That's on Lake Livingston. I know for an absolute fact that there are gators in that lake. Had to play golf around them. Wow. Let's hope they're just very sparse, and that's not what happened to her. Again, this is where she was last seen. Oops. This is where she was last seen. This is where they apparently found some items. They said they found a backpack. We don't know specifically, but I would assume it's hers, especially if they are searching that area. I mean, I would think something brought them there. One more time, I'm just going to mention this. I know I've been mentioning this a lot, but I just want to get that out there for anybody that's local. Blue Chevy Suburban, 2003. If you had seen it on the February 14th, 15th, or the 16th, around this area here, around 100 Lakeside Drive, southeast part of Lake Livingston.
to announce that.
Any more?
I don't want
And
to go
then
any farther than that.
again, they're looking for volunteers, from what I understand. So let me get to chat real quick and wrap this up. Jennifer, question: wasn't there something mentioned in their text about losing a friend on the February? Yeah, she mentioned something like Valentine's Day was a bad day because she had somebody. I think that's what you're referring to, Jennifer. Which is this is all just because this all just come across weird and wrong. And Valentine's Day is not my favorite day. I lost my very first best friend on this day, and that just didn't sound right and looked bad. I don't know. I'm assuming in making like past tense, like something prior. I don't think that day that she lost her best friend. What did he reply? I forget. Yeah, so it seems like he starts bringing up her daughter, and I mean, from what it looks like, that he kind of was setting up this meeting. That's what it appears like. And of course, this is the last one. Yes, ma'am. I've seen Audrey. I dropped her off at the school bus. She didn't get on. Hasn't gotten home. Anyway, and then, I don't have the other one. So anyway, I was just looking up if I missed anything. I mean, that's what it appears like. I mean, we don't know all the details, but that's what it looks like. I mean, just having this guy living under the same roof, that's what's got everybody fired up. But if you're just coming in, we're finishing up. I was just kind of looking to see if there was anything else we could kind of go through. I know if you sent me something I missed, I apologize. It's tough when you got 1,000 people and your email kind of gets blown up. And I do appreciate everybody trying to give me some details about the story that we can share. Grandma Sandy, hi Chris. I'm so glad you're covering this. Thank you so much. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Hold on. Who do we know where we can go? Are we talking about Jennifer Coffindaffer? Let me know if we got a link. Jennifer Coffindaffer. Okay, let me pull her up. Let me see which way. Do we know where we can find it? Coffindaffer tweeted it. And no, not alive. How come she didn't tag? Why can't I spell Jennifer all of a sudden? That's terrible. Cough. Do we have Coffindaffer? How do we spell Coffindaffer? Coffin. I think I spelled that. It's like 2 F's, isn't it? If anyone can get me the tweet. Okay, no, that's... Okay, I know, I want to confirm this because I don't know until I can see it. Because that's happened before. I swear Jennifer just tweeted they found her. How come she didn't tag it? Okay, June says, Dom says they've... Yeah, we're trying to look this up. Check phone, okay, checking phone. Okay, people are saying, oh, I was wrong. Okay, alright. Okay. Yeah, we have to be careful with that, because that's happened. Oh, I can't answer, Jennifer. Give me a second, because it's going to blow up the mic. I think that's wrong. I think, yeah, we want to take that off. There's no tweet from Jennifer. Okay, jump the gun. Alright. Okay, so she has not been found that we know of. Because I'm sure we would see it popping up. And I'm sure she would have tagged Audrii. Let me go to Grizzy, because she's always up to date. And I'm sure she would go live if there was something. She hasn't gone live since her last live about an hour ago. So they're still looking for her. So prayers for that. Yeah. It's okay, Dom. It happens. We've seen it before. But yeah, they have not found her. This crime is similar to the FedEx guy and the kid. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. That was terrible. I was actually going to do a video on her as well. I can't think of her name because there's just so many in my mind. Yeah, it's okay, Dom. No worries. No worries. Like I said, it happens a lot, you know. So they have not found her. And they're still looking for her. And I think, you know, as far as the water, they said, because it's kind of cold, that they are not searching the water right now, but there'll be divers, and they're going to be out there tomorrow. I'm just going to reiterate one last time. If you're local to that area, I think they're looking for more volunteers. This is a huge area. I've never searched by a lake like this, so I can't imagine, because you don't know if she's in the water, so you don't know whether to spend your resources in the water, which, I mean, this is huge, or spend your resources in the wooded area, which is just as bad, because anything that's wooded like this, I mean, with fall time, maybe you get a little lucky with the drones, but you're going to have to push through some of this thicker trees. But this open area, you know, you could cover a lot of this with drones. But the sooner they find her, the better, just because, and I don't want to think negatively, but, you know, in a situation, if there was foul play and they're looking just for a body, you know, the elements and everything start to take into effect, and then it's tough, because I've just experienced that situation, and it's so tough. Yes, it's supposed to get up to the 70s the next few days. That's good. I'd imagine that lake's still pretty cold for February, just because how big it is. So I do, again, want to appreciate everybody for taking the time to watch the show. If there is an update and they find her, we will go live, because we want, you know, poor Audrii Cunningham to be found. Again, thank you, everybody, with the support and the donations and the gifted Mob Crew memberships. We will be back live. If nothing happens, we'll be back live about the same time tomorrow, if there's no like breaking news, and we'll go over what's going on with tomorrow. So I just want a huge shout out to my wonderful mods who have done an amazing job. It's not easy when you got 1,000 people in here, and it looked like most people have been very respectful. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Tom says, in this area, the trees are always green, no winter. So it's, oh wow. I guess I could even pull this up, huh? I could. So this is actually February. Oh, this is taken. So this is recent, actually. So that's February 2004. Just trying to see what the fall looks like. Yeah, it looks pretty lush even. So that's April. There's a slight difference, but yeah, it still looks pretty thick. All right, guys, I'm just gonna pull up one last thing before we go. Again, looking for this. Anybody seen this Chevrolet in this area right here? Let me move this over real quick. It's kind of what the approximate area that they are looking for locals that are out there for this 2003 Chevy Suburban between February 14th, 15th, and 16th. And if there's an update, we'll go live. If not, we'll be back tomorrow, same time. Prayers for the family and the safe return for Audrii. You never know. So we're going to go ahead and end it here, play an outro. And I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, and we will see you guys tomorrow.